Yeah. We are back. It feels like it's been like 2 months, man.
No, we're black.
We're black. J5 here, Josh P's BlkPrint. Of course, you're listening to us. Regular episode this week.
Yeah, man, we back. A day late, I think, on the schedule.
I mean, recording wise,
a day late, but y'all get it the same time.
Yeah, we
hopefully.
I mean, it's been a long time since we recorded. I almost felt like I was like, damn, how do we even get back to this? Like,
yeah, we went on as Birdman would say, hiatus.
Josh was in Japan.
Man,
we took a little break as we had to get some particulars, done with our amp stuff. So that's been on break as well. I think the show's been on. We didn't take a break from the regular shows, right? I know I'm not tripping.
Nope, regular shows are all still good to go. We're still on our same cadence. It might feel like 2 months, but it only has been our usual 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I feel like I talk to y'all every week, but now we're really well. Shit. I mean, I guess we should start the show off by saying,
out the bag.
Yeah, cat's out of the bag. Obviously, BlkPrint Radio Season 2 premieres this week. We did say to our patrons this morning on our Patreon that we had some new information. Of course, we're going to announce this new information now, and we're excited that we were finally able to give. Get another opportunity on AMP because they love what we did, and me and Josh have been talking to the people over there for a couple of weeks now, and we're proud to announce that we're not only back this Wednesday, but we're going to be doing AMP every single week.
Every
Wednesday at 6:00. We are a weekly show now.
It's like a sitcom.
Yeah, it's just like Martin.
Yeah,
every week at 9 Eastern.
Yeah,
6 Pacific. So we're gonna be here every single week, and we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Like some weeks we're gonna have guests. Like 1 week we're gonna have a guest. Another week it's gonna be just shooting the shit. So you get extra content with us, and of course on Patreon, $10 gets you the full episodes.
You get it all.
You can hear it all of it. Don't tell them that we did that. Don't tell them. But hey, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it's a good look. I think I've been excited to just do a weekly cadence just because I want, not that there's too much of a drop off from week to week or bi-weekly, but I think weekly, people knowing that we're there coming back every week is going to just be a better community of listeners. And I'm looking forward to just talking to the people who listen. I'm really want to bring people into the conversation and debate them and just really have a real conversation.
So if you're listening to us, obviously you want to catch us on AMP the day that it happens every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
But come into our chat gang, what's going on. We really want to, bring people up and just have conversations with everyone. I don't know what we're going to talk about this week. I guess we're going to extend all the stuff that we've been talking about for the past couple, for the next couple of minutes or hour on this show. But it's super exciting. So thank you guys for supporting us. It's all because of you guys. They looked at our listens and they were like, yeah, we got to bring these guys.
We got to bring them back. Yeah. It's funny. J5 earlier just said, they gave us the opportunity. I feel like we gave them the opportunity.
Okay. Yeah.
We could have took it to some other places, man. Other people was calling. Other people was calling, but kept with the home team. Shout out to everybody at AMP. Kelton, the people who signed the checks. Love you guys. Matt, my guy Matt.
And I'll be remiss. I can't believe I didn't even introduce MC on the show.
I know.
We hit the ground running. My bad, MC. He's going to be there too every Wednesday.
There's a lot of excitement in the air, so I completely understand. That makes sure that we can get back to our Blacklist episodes. We're that much closer to the karaoke special that we had promised everybody on AMP. Yeah. It's going to be coming. I know it is.
I need Josh to do Mary J. Blige Real Love.
Nah, my karaoke song is Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA.
What's funny?
I was singing that this morning as soon as I landed. Born in the USA.
That song is not there's a part in Air. Have you seen Air yet, MC?
Yeah, they played in that.
No, I know it's on Prime Video right now. For anybody who hasn't seen Air, I got to check it out.
So there's a scene where Jason Bateman's talking to Matt Damon's character, and he was like, "I was listening to Born in the USA. That song is not happy at all. It's not a happy song at all. It's actually pretty depressing.
Yeah, it's about working."
It's not about working. It's about war. Coming home from the war.
Hey, man. Born in the USA. I love it. Coming home. I came in. I seen that big ass flag, that customs immigration. You walk down, they got the biggest fucking flag in the world there. They're letting you know exactly where you land. No other country I've ever been to has a flag that big when you get to the country.
Because they're not on it like that.
Shit crazy.
They're not on it like that. But again, thank you guys for tapping in with us every single Wednesday, including this week. We're gonna start our season 2 of AMP. They're gonna be doing like all types of promotion shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some new assets coming out soon.
Billboards in Times Square.
Yeah,
I just got that information. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, I don't know when it goes up, but I know that we will be up. I might go out there for it.
Hey,
you can see it in person.
If that happens, bro.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely happening. I just don't know the week it's happening.
Okay. I might have to go with you, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out.
That's some next level shit, bro. Look, MC smiling right now.
Billboard in Times Square is completely insane. I don't know where else they're gonna put these billboards. We had to find out a little bit later that we were in the back of a car. We were in the back of a taxi at one point in time.
From a taxi to the Times Square, man.
Man.
That's where we at with it. So one more B&D for us. As we get into these things. And another thing we weren't able to talk about in the last week or so, 2 weeks, we put out an episode of Throwblacks.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of last month. Rick Ross's Deeper Than Rap. Good ass reception to that episode.
Yeah, no, that was people asked for that one. So, we're listening to the listeners, man. Yeah. Keep telling us what you guys want. We actually just decided on our next episode. Yeah. I don't think we can tell you guys yet, but
I think we should. It's the middle of the month.
Oh yeah, well there you go. Diplomat immunity. Come on. Dipset.
Diplomatic immunity 1. I want to talk about the first one. I want to talk about the second one.
The second one, wow.
I want to talk
about Volume 2
Is Volume 2 like Duke the God Presents?
Volume 2 is it might as well be Duke the God Presents.
I remember Duke the God had a compilation maybe in between.
It was called the Title State. There was the Title State.
Nah, that's a great mixtape.
More than Music Volume 2.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It had had Dipset Symphony in there.
Yeah,
and then it's downhill from there. But we'll talk about everything Dipset. I love the through points of everything we're doing with this Throwblacks because it all leads back to 50. Because it's crazy. It'll all end.
Yeah, we gotta do some West Coast shit. Yeah, I'm throwing in a documentary. I think we gotta do that at some point.
We should do a documentary. That's a summer album.
Yeah, that's a pivotal album for the West Coast.
Yeah, again, it all leads back to 50, but
right, yeah.
It's all classics that we're going to talk about on Throwblacks. So Diplomatic Community, watch out for that, but before the end of the month on Throwblacks, that's going to be a real emotional one, man. I might have to bring out the bandana and my hat, under my hat, like Santana. Red one. You know what I mean?
You bring a 50 cam?
Shit.
How you going to 50 cam it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll be Joel. All
right.
Okay.
I'll be Freaky Ziggy.
You like Freaky Ziggy?
No, man. I'm a Cameron fan.
Okay, there you go. I'll get I'll gladly give up the Cam cosplay pause to anybody that wants to do it on the show. Well, actually, MC should be Freaky Ziggy.
You literally are freaky, so yeah, I can see that. I can see you being Freaky Ziggy. That makes a lot of sense. That's a good one.
Why can't I be Jim Jones and come through with the piece on my head?
Yeah, you can be Jim Jones.
Okay, you can do that. Skull Gang Jim or
hell no, absolutely, absolutely.
That's probably the
Skull
best
Gang
version.
Was a dark moment.
Was it?
That's probably the best version of Jim. Members of Bird.
Members of Bird Gang was like Jim at his peak, though.
Members of Bird Gang, yes. Skull Gang, when they were serving us Rabbi and all them, absolutely not. No.
I thought they were all Bird Gang. They were all in the same.
That was when Cam had to delineate. That was when it was like NWO and Wolfpack.
Yeah, exactly. Black and red, black and white.
Silver and black, 2000. That was the Dipset delineation. But we're going to talk all about that. Obviously, we're huge Dipset fans, so make sure you tune into that on our Patreon as well as Public coming out by the end of this month. Before we get started on the show proper, I want to send out a get well soon to somebody that, like, whenever he listens to the show, he always texts me and Josh afterwards, and he's talking to us about it. So I want to send a special shout out to Justin Hillian, man.
Oh yeah,
he had like some surgeries type stuff a couple of weeks ago. We weren't able to get it on the show, as soon as it happened, obviously. But we were thinking of you, bro, and I hope that you're recovering.
Yeah, man. A big shout out to Justin. Also, just shout out to all the writers who listen, man. I know the WGA strike is going on right now, so. There's a ton of writers who actually listen to our show, and I just want to send our support and love, and see you guys on the picket lines.
Oh man, Chris, man, yeah. I know he just got married, didn't
he? Yeah. Congratulations as well.
Congratulations to him. He's living it up, and hopefully we get a speedy into this.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of black writers that I feel like they deserve their just due, and you know what I'm saying. I'm honestly pay the black niggas first.
I mean, I wish it was that easy.
I know.
I just wanted to get it done just so the niggas could get their money. Exactly. We all in this together.
Yeah,
That's another one of my karaoke.
That's another
songs. That's one of my karaoke songs.
Yeah, there you go.
We're all in this together. I think that's from High School Musical.
How are you not tired, bro?
Bro, I don't know. I get my sleep. That's one thing about me. Like I'm gonna get my sleep.
I'm
no matter where, here, Japan, New York, Denver, flight.
It's like 3 p.m. in this nigga right now. That's where he's at mentally right now. He's gonna crash. MC, he's gonna crash.
I think he's good though. I was a little bit concerned at first when he said, "Yeah, I'm completely good for this." I was like, Josh is really the MVP of this right now, but he actually looks good. What is sleep for you, Josh? Like, what is?
I get my sleep. I mean, for me, it's funny. Even out there, I was up texting you guys during the day. Like sometimes, like I would sleep like
scary. You was texting us during points where we were all awake.
I'd be up. Like even just in life, and I mean when I'm home and generally, like I probably get sleep in intervals of like 4 hours.
Okay.
So it's like I'll sleep for 4 hours, wake up, go back to sleep. Like it's weird. My sleep schedule's all fucked up. But I sleep a lot. Like, ask my girlfriend. I sleep a lot.
Okay,
like, it's hard for me to watch movies because I fall asleep. Like, I sleep a lot.
I just wanted to make sure that you, because originally, this is just some like behind the scenes. Josh was not supposed to be on this episode.
Yeah,
today.
I was like, when y'all was like, oh, y'all gonna do it at 4 or 5? I'm like, oh, I'll be here. I'll land at 11. I'll be here.
Literally 2 weeks ago, we said, Josh, you good, bro? You can have a day off. I know you're just getting back. He said, okay, cool. Yesterday, Josh said, I'm good. Let's go. I'm like, what?
And it's crazy because yesterday, when you said yes, you even saying yesterday right now, that was like this morning for me.
Yeah.
Like I had a crazy morning too because I was up at so I was in Tokyo for people who don't know.
Yeah.
I was in Japan actually. I went to Kyoto, Osaka, and Tokyo, but last city I was in Tokyo. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the sushi spot, Sushi Dai.
Okay.
It is literally the best sushi in Tokyo. It's like fresh, like it's literally like attached to like the fish market.
Okay.
So like they literally get the fish as soon as it comes out the ocean.
That's
like they're bidding, like you can watch them do the tuna auction.
Yeah. And
then you can go and have sushi right after. So that's literally what I did.
You see him make it.
Yeah, like I literally, like he made it in front of me. Great fucking sushi chef. Dude was talking to us the whole time. Told him I was from LA. He loved it. But yeah, no, like I literally watched them do the tuna auction. They're bringing like 5 tons of tuna a day.
Yeah. And
that's just like $25 million. And then I literally went to the restaurant and had it. But you got to get to the restaurant early. Like I got to the restaurant at like 3:30
a.m.
Yeah, 3:30 a.m. I was 14th in line. There was someone who got there at 2. Like this guy from he's actually from Denver. It's funny enough. We start talking about the Nuggets and the Lakers.
Yeah.
But he got there at 2. He was there with his wife. We all ate at 6. Like they open at 5. You get your number and they're like, all right, come back at 6 and then you go.
Yeah.
So like we literally went and watched the tuna auction and came back and ate.
That's great. I want to get to more of your Japan adventures.
Oh yeah.
But you were gone during Mother's Day.
Yeah, I was going during Mother's Day. Made sure it's funny. I got my Mother's Day gift like 2 weeks before.
Okay.
And then like the Sunday before, I was texting my mom like, "Happy Mother's Day," and she was like, "Nigga, what? Next week?" So I was the time change and schedule had me kind of out of whack in that sense. But yeah, Mother's Day passed.
What do we do for Mother's Day, man? What do we do? What'd you do, Mark?
I ended up taking my mom out to a very nice restaurant. We've ate at not pretty good, but very nice restaurants that we normally don't get too much of the time to do. We did that twice within the past week, one on Tuesday, and then we did another one on Sunday. It was actually very, very exciting. We ended up seeing one of the radio personalities that she ends up liking a whole lot. Got pictures with that. She was excited. I was able to hear that this was the best Mother's Day ever, so I was actually pretty happy.
That's what it's all
about. Myself on the back a bit.
That's what I wanted to get on the show here. That she said that because you told us that, and I said I got to make sure that you say that on the show. That she said it was the best Mother's Day.
Some good things, man. It's well appreciated. These are moments in life that I really do not take for granted. Not necessarily that I took for granted, but things that I don't really like pretty much second guess or think about a little bit lesser than I did in my 20s.
Yeah. Because, I mean, your 20s, Mother's Day is like, all right, happy Mother's Day, Mom. See ya.
Yeah, Mother's Day, it's funny. That shit, as you get older, you start to appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I hate that, it's these like arbitrary holidays that we appreciate our parents. Like I want to do that more often. That's why when you even mentioned like you went to dinner on Tuesday, then Sunday, like that's dope. Like it should be every day or any day.
I think the social media has turned Mother's Day like super horny. And I think that's the one thing that I kind of regret about these days. It's like post your mamas, they fine every single Mother's Day.
I feel like every Mother's Day has a different theme, like on social. Like this year was like a hornier one for sure.
Yeah, this year was horny mamas. Yes.
I thought it was pretty calm this year.
I feel like in years past,
doing side messages.
This year's horny moms. In years past, I've seen like I've seen people be like I didn't know. Oh, like I didn't know you had a kid. Like mothers coming. I didn't know you were a mother. Like I've seen a lot of that. I've seen that in the past. And years before that, I've seen like I didn't know you had a white mom. Like I've seen like different. It sounds crazy.
White mom reveal was in 2018.
I promise you, that was a year. There was like, damn, your mom white. Like, oh, like I knew you was white, but like I didn't know you was white. Like I've seen that. So it's like every year has a different theme.
Cooking mom. Another theme this year was a lot of people had kids over the last year.
Yeah. New moms. New moms was another thing. Yeah,
there was a lot of new moms. A lot of new moms this year. I liked what Anwar did. I know she's not a new mom, but like I like what Anwar did with his wife, and that was cool.
I missed
it. It was like a surprise.
Oh yeah, I think that might have been for like a surprise party. That was like a past thing, but that was dope. Like I think I like the celebration of the newer moms. Yeah, like I like because I just feel like right now we're in this day and age where, everybody's like a boss, and not even just females, just everybody's a boss, and we got to get it, and it's like like family is the foundation of all of our lives, right? And I think we tend to forget that on the to chase the grind. Yeah. So I'm glad that that's being celebrated more, and just like people are like having kids and raising them and not just chasing the bag all day. Yeah,
celebrating new life. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating your kids, and you make a good point. It's like we're in this like grind mentality a lot of times, and I feel like a lot of times for like women, I don't know if like obviously like we're not speaking as a woman here, but I feel like a lot of times that's being forced on people.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
In the same way that being a boss is, or being like a strong man is forced on us. Like, and I feel like with women, it's like it's okay if they want to be a boss and a mother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's two avenues of that shit. So
and it's okay if you just want to be a mother and like just raise beautiful kids, like, and just be that cornerstone at home. I think that's almost like shunned in this culture. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you want to just be a stay-at-home mom? Like, yeah,
because we went so far. There's nothing. I feel like there's nothing wrong with either avenue.
No, I don't.
Like, everyone got a choice, but it's like we swung so far left in the past couple of years of people just being like, your life has to be your career. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or your life, especially for women, it's like your life has to be your career, and it's like I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that like, on one end, like women do get less opportunities than we do as men. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality. But on the another end, it's what they see on social. It's like if I'm not doing my big one like Natalie Nunn and getting club appearances and shit like that, like I'm not really doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, people,
it's funny.
That's what they see.
No, it's fucked up. Social media has really fucked the game up. I think you see things and you're like, oh, I need to be doing it like that. And it's like, no, you don't.
Slow down.
Like I had a conversation just about hip hop artists and just like how they think about their careers recently, and it's just like they see the rapper with the jewelry and they're like, I gotta get a chain. It's like, no, you don't. Like, so I don't know. I hear you. Social media is really fucked everything up, and I just think we now live in a society of extremes. Yeah, where it's like if you think one thing, you just think it to the extreme. Yeah. Like, and it's like that's not how life works. Life is very much in the middle.
So shout out to the moms, new moms. I won't say old moms, but seasoned veteran moms.
I don't even know if that sounded better. Shout out to all the mothers.
Seasoned veteran moms. Listen, man, speaking of grind, since you've been gone, Josh, I've been on a quest that damn near broke me for this whole time you've been gone, man, and trying to find a new car.
I see there's a photo you posted when you were in a dealership. I'm like, this nigga's over this process. He's like, he about to fight the next dealer that walk in.
Bro, I have never been through. Listen, the car market is fucked. If you are about to get one, just hold on to your shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, just hold on to it. Like, I wouldn't have did it if I wouldn't have gotten an offer. Like, my dealership had offered to like basically buy me out, and I was gonna make money off my lease. So I was like, all right, bet if I'm gonna make money off my lease, I'm gonna go check it out. These niggas trying to put me in fucking contracts, paying $1,000 a month for some shit.
360.
Yeah, bro, for some shit I don't really want. Like, I can't tell you, Josh and Mark, how many fucking cars I've test driven in the past 3.5-4 weeks of looking for this fucking car. Like, this is, I hate it. I found a home, but if you're trying to get a car, like, inflation's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
that's just the long and short of inflation is crazy. Like if you can't do it, if it's not within your means, don't do it. I was able to get a pretty good deal where I wasn't paying like that much more.
Okay.
Where it was like it's fair. Because I told them at the dealership, I was like, I'm not paying past this. Find me something, but I'm not paying past this. And they work with me. Shout out to Keys European, baby.
Keys up and nice. They got a jingle. They got a good jingle.
Keys European got they like. You ever seen RoboCop? The police station in RoboCop?
Oh yeah,
the OCP building.
Yeah,
where it was super futuristic. That's what it looks like there.
Yeah,
they got hella cars.
I've been there. I got my Audi that I had before.
Oh
yeah.
They're awesome there. They have great customer service. This is not a plug, you know what I'm saying? But this is just they just gave me good customer service.
It can be. Is there keys report?
We're kind of hashtag addish. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, hey, come on, man. Well, they hooked me up, you know what I'm saying? And I went back there twice. And the second time, usually another dealership won't take your lease off your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's when you told me that. I was like, oh, that's a great deal.
Yeah, I had a lease with BMW. It's up this year. They start calling you. They're like, oh, what's up?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even reach my 1 year miles limit. I barely drive. So I was looking for something where I'm like, I don't really have to drive that. You know what I'm saying? I could get low miles because I know I'm not going anywhere. I walked in. Salesperson said, "Hey, we're gonna buy your car today. We don't want you to go back to BMW."
Did you have to ring the bell?
No, I didn't. The cancer bell?
No, well, they do it at dealerships now too. When you buy your
I didn't ring no bell.
Did you?
Cancer bell.
I know he called it the cancer. When you're doing cancer,
chemo,
yeah,
they do.
Oh, wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, what?
See, yeah, he just threw a whole different connotation on it. I'm like,
I was like, damn.
I was confused.
They got a bell when you buy a car. They ring it.
You know what? I came up because I was on TikTok and Tundi.
Tunde, yeah.
And I saw that. And I was
1 year anniversary.
Shit.
Yeah.
He rang the bell. I saw that. That's what I thought of cancer.
And I thought about that immediately when you said it too, because that's the last person I saw him in. And shout out to him.
I saw him do. Shout out to Tunde. But they went in, bought my car, evened it out, took a whole block. I'm not gonna say how much. They took some off the top for your boy, and they made it happen. And I said, "Fuck it, let's do it." So I'm in a nice little thing.
Did you have any test driving stories
Yeah, when you test drive something, you gotta lie.
Oh, what you mean?
You know you don't want it, when you're not really about to walk off the lot with it. It's like, yes, this is nice. Oh, I love it. This is nice. Oh, I love it because I was looking at. Okay, be completely honest. I don't want the allegations to follow me, but I was at between BMWs and Mercedes. Okay, I never had a Mercedes, and I think the thing
between some cars there.
I think the thing here is that where I'm from, or growing up, I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be able to have a Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lot of where my thought process came from, is that I work really hard and I feel like I did a really good job for the past 2 years or 3 years having this BMW that I had. I want to move up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to move up and do a more luxury whatever car. And I was looking at SUVs, I was looking at all this other stuff, and I was like, I ain't never had, my parents ain't never had no Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the first to do everything. You know
first
what I'm saying?
In my family.
I want to be the first to get. I want to be the first to have a Mercedes.
First generation. I got a friend. She calls herself the first generation Margiela wear.
Hey, I'm the first generation Mercedes driver. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where it is. And that's what B&D me up. But it's something that you should aspire to be. Is the first in something, in anything. So I said I wanted to do this, and I test drove a couple of them out, and BMW just wasn't giving me the right customer service. I test drove a car. They tried to put me in a 4 Series, a 430 or some shit like that, with the M package. I was like, bro, I don't want none of this. I want to come here and not have to fucking pay more than what I pay, not have to pay more than what I pay for rent. You know what I'm saying? I got shit to do. I'm going to Japan, all this shit. I'm trying to not be put over a barrel. And they was trying to keep me there. I was like, so I called my wife. I was like, I need you to play bad cop. And I'm gonna play good cop, man, and say no to everything so I can get the fuck out of here, because I was getting anxious.
Man, it's funny. I just dealt with some bad customer service recently. I'm not sugarcoating shit for nobody. I'm telling you right then and there. Funny enough, Japan is the land of the greatest customer service in the world.
Oh, I heard.
It's they hand you your credit card two hands. They won't put it on the table.
Do you feel weird with that level of niceness? I'll be like, stop doing that.
Nah, I love it because I'm spending money, so I expect some type of service with it, and and that's a place where you don't tip. Mm-hmm. So it's they're just doing this off of GP.
They don't tip?
No, hell no. It's against the law to tip.
Wow.
They don't tip. They not letting you overcharge. Nigga, I remember I gave her too many bills. She was like, nah, giving me bills back, listen, I can't count. You could have got me. Yeah, bro, I'm like, damn, you could have took this shit. This little thing was $1. But yeah, you don't tip, and they just have the best customer service.
Yeah.
But then I did have one moment. I went to Nepenthes Needles store.
Okay.
When they were like, it was close to closing. It's like maybe 15 minutes before they closed. Right. Journey to get there. So right when I get there, I'm ready to shop. And I'm asking guy, like I'm picking up a few different things. I'm like, yo, do you have this in my size? And he just kind of had a weird energy. But I could tell, like, I knew they were closing. Like one person was closing out the register. And he just didn't want to really do it. Yeah. So I asked him for one thing. He was like, hold on. I'm like, hold on. Like, just go look for both of these so you don't have to go back and forth. And he just kind of gave me an attitude. When he came back, I'm like, I ain't buying none of this shit. Walked out.
In Japan?
Yeah, walked out.
Japanese dude?
Japanese dude. But then they redeemed themselves because then I went to the Needles in Osaka.
Okay.
And was it Osaka or Kyoto? Osaka. And best customer service.
Okay.
I loved it. Balled out. One thing I will say, like, I don't know if are we in Japan segment? Let's finish car segment.
Yeah, let's finish car segment.
Because actually, why I asked about the test driving is because I remember when I was looking for my car, I was test driving everything. Yeah. And to your point, like, yeah, this is nice. I was on that same type of time too. But I remember I test drove a Jeep because I was like, at the time I wanted the Wrangler with the top off type shit. Yeah,
that Leah shit.
So I was let's call it something else. It's not a Leah. It's I was going to call it the Kels, but
they call it that. Well, fuck it. It's Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park.
The Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park. So I was test driving all those, and I remember one spot I went to. I forgot what dealership it was, but I test drove it, and like when I test drive cars, I'm driving it to how I drive. Yeah. Fast, slow sometimes. Yeah. Looking at my phone. So we had the guy with me, and I was running lights. And I ran a stop sign at first.
He was okay with it.
I didn't see the stop sign. So he was like, whoa. I'm like, oh, my bad.
Whoa, every time. No. The whoa every time.
It was crazy. Like, literally, he was like, whoa. It's funny because the girl I was with at the time, she was like, the stop sign. I'm like, I missed it. So then we got to a light. And, it's like a light that's going yellow. It's yellow. Yellow's go.
Yellow, I ran that yellow is slow down. Yellow is slow down.
I'm like, all right, I like this shit. He was like, all right, you can turn in now. I was like, yeah, all right.
So I drove a GLC. I drove like the electrics. I drove all of that shit. Like I was like, and I wanted an electric. And I told you this too before you left. I was like, I want to look for an electric car. I just don't feel like for the prices that they are trying to do it, like these luxury dealers, like that it's worth me not driving that often. Like
I'm curious about the Benz electric. I seen that shit like a little rinky dink dealership.
That's
the other
what
day.
I said, and here's why. This is why I fuck with Mercedes, because I went to another one in Ventura County. I visited my in-laws. This is why I always respect Mercedes. The dude there, I'm not gonna say his name. Dude there said, "Don't get one right now." Yeah, he said, "Wait till the next generation when we work out the kinks," because he said the exact thing that you said before I left.
Yeah,
before you left.
Wait, what did I say?
You said that they was in a used car lot.
Oh yeah, no, I've literally seen them at a used car lot the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? This is a new Benz.
He said the same thing, and I was like, that was my first kind of point towards Mercedes, because they was telling me the real. They were telling me the real. They was like, don't get it right now, because he was like, because I barely had like I had like 35,000 miles allotted on my last car. I only had 18,000 miles on my car. Damn. So like I don't need no crazy amount of mileage, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, for what you drive, that's not gonna be what you need right now. Like you barely even get gas. I might get gas like twice a month. Twice. Damn. If that. Like I barely go anywhere.
Work from home. That's the B&D, because right now they forcing niggas back into the office. I ain't talked to a couple people this week. No, they ain't pushing. They forcing. They saying you gonna come or you're not gonna have a job. That's what's going on right now. So
I eventually went to Mercedes, and first generation Mercedes driver. Shout out to your friend for that. I like that name.
Yeah,
I'm still the vibe. But
shout out to, she actually listens to the show, Mariah. Shout out to Mariah.
Oh, shout out Mariah. Thank you. Yeah. If you don't mind, I'm going to steal that.
Japan, man.
Josh went to Japan. Very jealous. Well, I'm not jealous. I'm going in September.
Yeah, man. You on the way. I'm trying to go back when you go back.
I'm anxious.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have a great time.
I can't wait to go.
You're going to have a great time because you into like anime and the Gundam. And I'm not really into that shit. But it's funny. There was a guy named Josh on my flight. That nigga had the whole video game on the flight set up. I'm like,
what?
He had like a little PSP backbone thing. I'm like, nigga, you got an iPad in the thing? Like, how you doing this?
He looking up codes in the pad.
He was watching anime and playing the game. He was just going in. He actually was very neurotic. He was crazy. His name was Josh.
That's gonna be me when I'm on the flight. I'm definitely gonna have. I'm probably gonna get a Steam Deck. Have you ever heard of that?
No, what's that? Oh,
a Steam Deck is like it's like a PC, a portable PC. It's like you could play like emulated shit on there. You can play like all types of stuff on there. I'm gonna have a Steam Deck. I'm gonna have my iPad. I'm gonna try to get an iPad Pro, and I'm gonna just have my shit like that.
Doing a lot, man. It's not a lot of room on these planes.
Hey,
you trust the Wi-Fi like that?
Oh, the Wi-Fi jumping.
The Wi-Fi.
You got T-Mobile,
bro?
Oh, Delta got the. If you got T-Mobile, you get free Wi-Fi.
Oh wow!
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
And then Delta Wi-Fi. Delta just shout to Delta, man. That's my airline.
We can't do Delta, man.
Yeah.
I had so many canceled flights on Delta, just like within the flight. Like we were trying to get to Virginia, like they kept canceling our flight.
Oh man, I don't know. Delta does me right. Shout out to them.
I don't know.
Shout out to the Miles.
Maybe it's just us.
I don't know if I can. I'm from the tri-state and I'm black, so it's JetBlue.
Wow, what's that mean?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm like, what? What's that mean?
You're from the tri-state and you're black. It's JetBlue. You know how many niggas fly JetBlue?
I don't.
No.
You don't really?
Well,
Niggas don't fly JetBlue no more.
We don't really like. I don't think they do. They have like a lot of like outward flights here, do they?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that I see them at the airline, but I flew JetBlue a couple of times. JetBlue feel like Soul Plane to me. They got like neon lights inside the plane and shit. It's just like too like 2K for me. Like, what y'all got going on in here?
2K?
Yeah, it feels too new.
Ain't that the spinoff of Virgin though? Virgin used to have that shit.
Yeah, and it's like it just feel like when they came out, it was like the black version of Virgin.
The reason I say is because a lot of tri-state New York flies out of damn near everywhere. Obviously, New York to Florida is a whole lot. You can go to pretty much go anywhere from that New York hub. So it's where I know it from, essentially.
Like I said, I'm black and I'm from the tri-state area.
Yeah, I never heard
you
that
fly
one.
JetBlue. That's the rules.
I never heard that one. I thought niggas flew Delta because it's got the hub in Atlanta. Everybody work for Delta.
I got points. I got points in a lot of places. I got points on Delta. I got points on American Airlines. I got points on United.
The trick is to keep it one place. Figure out which one you love.
Yep,
I can
exactly.
transfer, though. I can transfer.
You can, but it's like you can actually. I just learned that hack recently. I've been on the TikTok hacks. Yeah, that's one thing you should look into now.
One of my first jobs was doing. I worked for a travel blog when I moved out here, and
shit.
they used to give me all the points things. So like they used to tell me like this is how you redeem your points, and this is like I don't know if this is still legal because a lot of like credit card companies like try to dissuade you from doing this. So you get like a Chase Sapphire or a Chase Reserve card, right? You go, you run it up on some crazy shit, spend the whole thing, right? But doing the money orders. So you do the money orders, get them from I think they say you get them from 7-Eleven, then you break them down into cash, then pay yourself right back, and you get the free points for signing up. You get like you get the 100K points, and then your card's paid off again, and then you use the points for your flight or your hotel, and then they every so often, every quarter they'll give you bonus points for certain stuff.
Hey, I hope you guys are listening. We're gonna clip this up and put it on our IG page.
So that sounds like some LLC Twitter shit. Are we sure we can trust this?
Yes, you can.
No, you can do that. No,
it's legal. It's legal. It's the reason why they keep trying to like that. The reason they lowered the points, like when I got a Chase Sapphire once again, it was 80K when you spent 5 or something like that. So we put all of it, our whole wedding on it. So when we got that, we had enough points to get flights to anywhere fucking where we wanted to go.
Yeah.
At that point. And so like I used points to get to New York earlier this year.
Okay.
Off of the points that I got last year. So it's just like we used that and we paid it off. And you still get points for groceries, gas, all that other stuff. So get yourself a points card. That is the real major fucking key in how people stay rich is that they spend money. They don't spend their money. They spend points.
Yeah, no, I mean, even with my Tokyo flight, I got it off of miles. Like I've been flying all the past 3 years. My flight was what, $60?
Because you could use it where you work at too, right? Like you can expense it or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, all my flights, all my business flights, I expense, and I just use my Delta Sky Miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the major key. Get your fucking points. Because that's how I learned how to do it. And then you do the points, and then you get the hotel stuff. You have hotel cards and airline cards. Hotel cards are a flex.
Yeah, I've been hearing Marriott is the one.
Marriott,
because they have like the Edition and like the Andes, and they got a bunch of different like luxury boutique hotels are part of their family.
Teaching y'all travel hacks on the show. Black hacks. You feel me? Man. Black hacks. So you get to Japan. Where did you do?
Man, I did a ton. It's funny. I didn't really post on Instagram while I was there.
At all. And I was like, where the fuck is this nigga
at? You and Anwar both were like, why you ain't posting nothing? I'm like, I would literally, all the footage I have is on my camcorder. I bought like a little Sony Handycam before I went, and I got everything on that. Okay. So, I really enjoyed myself. I went to BlkPrint, which is Nigo's former house, and now like a Bape Archive studio headquarters.
This is in Tokyo?
Yes, in Tokyo. Okay. Shout out to Matt, shout out to Ashley, who introduced me to Matt, who I was already familiar with because he actually launched Ape Sounds with Nigo.
Yeah.
So he doesn't work for the company anymore, but he's just like still tied in with the whole Bape family. He got us a personal visit there. It was super dope. I took a ton of photos in Nigo's house, playing with Nigo's old shit, all over his old furniture. This nigga Nigo's a genius, man. Like, honestly, that reignited my love for Bathing Ape and just like what he's brought to the culture.
But it's different, and isn't it like the Bathing Ape stuff is different in Japan than it is here, right? Like, like the stuff
it's different. I mean, yeah, it's different because it's like they have multiple stores there. Then they have like Dover Street Market. It's cheaper. It's like it's not the import. I ended up buying like some all white Bapes just cause.
Got to.
Yeah, it's just just like. I also found out on the tour that Nigo's favorite Bapes were white with a black stripe.
That's hard.
So I don't even know if they put those out anymore, but I was looking for something like that. But yeah, that was like a real big highlight of my trip. Like I was super excited about going, and it really lived up to my expectations.
Might as well get the Bapesters now before Nike comes in and shuts down the
They've already kind of changed them a little bit now. Like they have like a double tab in the back, which I guess is the difference now. I don't know. It's interesting. The brand is still like I wouldn't really wear the clothes per se, but the clothes at the store were dope. And I've seen like you see the employees and just people going there and shopping. Like it's still very much a thriving brand.
Right.
The store is
There.
popping. Like it was not empty. There was no type of deadness to it.
That's what's crazy to me is that like Bape had its time, and now like you could drive past the Bape store out in West Hollywood, and it's just like empty. Like nobody's in there.
Is there a store in LA still? Oh
yeah, West Hollywood.
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah,
right next to John Elliott, next to a bunch of other places, but like it's empty. I drove past it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was still a LA store.
Yeah,
I saw. It's funny, they were showing all the old Bapes. So they had like the LA when the LA store on Melrose had opened. Yeah, they had those Bapes from that opening. I like remembered those. Like they had literally every fucking shoe that he's ever put out or touched. They had like the fucking the ostrich skin ones they did for Virgil and the ones he did for Pharrell, and it was just dope. Like to just see his collection, his archive of just shit he had, all of his art, all the art that people did for him. That headquarters is actually where they filmed the I Still Love Her video with Teriyaki Boys. Yeah. So I was like all in those, like the rooms where they filmed him at, the garage, crazy. Like it's crazy.
Like all his house.
So he used to live there, and then he moved out. He was like, I'm just gonna keep this as like the headquarters. And he moved to like a different neighborhood. Okay. But that's crazy. It's still like it's a house. Like it's literally a bedroom on the top floor. I forgot what they call the rooms, that like the traditional Japanese rooms, but they had like one of those rooms. Yeah. All the whips are still there, the DB9, all that shit. Crazy. The whip that Virgil and Kanye were driving in. I forgot what kind of car it is. I'm not the biggest car guy, but
same. Yeah. But I'm still like in awe of just like how much he's transcended over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I could fathom how big of a deal he is until you go out there.
Oh yeah, no. I mean his influence is just crazy. Even just like I went to the Human Made store, and like Human Made has like multiple stores in Japan now. They have a store with Blue Bottle coffee. Yeah, it's like a coffee shop, and then you go into the back and it's a Human Made store.
There's a Blue Bottle here.
There's a couple Blue Bottles here, but just to see a Blue Bottle by Human Made was just crazy. And yeah, it's just even there. Like I bought like a white tee. Like Human Made, I love. It's just like a little more like grown up for me. Yeah. And not for me personally, but I just think just for what he's trying to do there.
Very 40s.
Yeah, it's just like very like military inspired. I'm like, but back to just the Bape shit. Like they had all the t-shirt collabs, the BlkPrint 2 shirts, the Scarface shirts. Man, it's crazy. Like I'm gonna drop on Patreon. Make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna drop some clips just of my like tour there, just so people can see. Also went to this thing called Team Labs out there, which is like this like sensory museum kind of experience.
Is that where you take your shoes off?
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
And then you take your shoes off and you feel like different things. Yeah, you go
through like a little puddle. It's like I don't want to give it away. Like you guys just go and do it. Yeah, but super dope experience.
Unfortunately, I've seen videos of it already. I feel I was like I shouldn't have watched this.
I mean, no, it's like it's good to see what you get into, but it's really fucking dope. Like I
want to be surprised. I saw a whole tour through the shit. And you lay on like the pillows and shit and all that.
See, it's funny. They got like a little balloon thing. Yeah. Check it out though. No, it's definitely worth it.
Now, I am also really intrigued, and I don't know if you did this, in their 7-Elevens. And the fact that these are you could get a full course meal in a 7-Eleven. You heat it up.
Yeah, you can get it. It's the food there is good. Like they have Lawson's, which is like an Ohio pharmacy that just is out there everywhere. Like as many 7-Elevens as they have Lawson's.
Shit.
And like the food there is good. Like the food. That's one thing about Japan in general. Their food is just better. You can go to a hole in a wall and you're gonna get a great meal.
Yeah.
Luckily, the girl I was with was a Michelin guide. Every restaurant I went to, Michelin restaurant. Like I went to Osaka or Kyoto and had the best ramen I've ever had in my life. A5 Wagyu in the ramen.
I can't wait.
It's literally a line. Like I got there right before they closed, and they turned me away, and then it was like someone in front of me, and she was like, "Oh, you guys want you can have my ticket." And by the grace of God, I got her ticket, and we had some ramen.
That's so nice. These people are nice. I keep hearing how nice these people are.
Japan is one of the nicest places. I was just looking up the crime out there. Like it's one of the safest countries. They really don't have no violence at all. Yeah. And like even just the violence, like I like there's this area called Ginza, which is like the shopping district.
Yeah,
it's like high end shopping. And like there was like a Rolex store robbery or it's like a resale store. Yeah. But somebody robbed it like a week ago. And like there's like footage of it online and shit. You can see it. These robbers, but like why these guys are robbing the place? People are kind of like trying to stop them. Like there's one lady like tried to close the door on them when they robbed it. These guys got caught like 2 miles later.
That's how it happened.
I read up on it. The story is crazy. Like basically the Yakuza, this is like the mob out there. They recruited these guys through like an Instagram ad. Wow. None of the guys knew each other. Yeah. They just recruited them like, hey, you want to make some fast money? Smart, come do this.
Yeah, you shouldn't know each other, but less penchant for them to snitch.
They did it and got caught because they weren't real criminals. Yeah. They were looking sloppy while they were doing it. It's so much video because like Ginza's like a popping ass area. Everybody had their phones out. Yeah. And literally these guys got caught like less than 2 miles away.
So what was I want to do, I'm obviously going with my wife, so we're probably going to hit like Disney or something because you got to hit Disney.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're going to do Disney, that's like a full day. So like just know you're going to have.
But it's cheap. Like I didn't even notice that. I didn't even know it was so cheap to go to Disney. There's like $60.
I mean, I didn't even look into it. I know there's like a Universal Studios out there.
And that's got the bigger Super Nintendo world there. I want to check that out. But I want to go to Kyoto. I want to go to Osaka. Those are like Osaka for sure. And when you told me how long it was to get there, I was like, oh, we could do that.
Osaka's like Osaka I went to and I was like, like Kyoto I would go to for sure. Okay. Osaka is a little further out than Kyoto, and it took us probably like 3.5 hours to get there on the bullet train. But the bullet train shit is dope.
Okay. I was about to ask, like, did they feed you? Like,
they don't feed you on the bullet train, but you can bring food on. Okay. Every like water and shit like that. It's just dope. It's super fast. Yeah. Like literally like
get
that.
To see everything.
Yeah. I saw Mount Fuji on the way out.
That's fire.
The bullet train is that's just innovative. Then the subway system is just crazy too. Like I was just getting around on subways, some Ubers, but like Subway runs all day on time. If they're a minute late, they're gonna let you know and
really
make up for it.
And make sure if you go, you get your what's it called, the pass that they give the tourists, like the Jat Pass or something like that.
What?
The J Pass or something like that.
Oh, that's for the train. The train. That's for the bullet train.
Okay.
Yeah, the JR Pass. You can get it before. It's like a little bit cheaper if you get it before and go out there. Make sure you get your tax-free, duty-free pass. That's the most important thing.
The VAT. Hey, when I went to Barcelona, came up on the VAT.
Yeah, no, like just for like there's a ton of Japanese brands that we're all fans of. Capital, Bape, Comb, and it's like all just cheaper there because there's no import plus no tax.
I am going to I'm going to bring an empty luggage.
Yeah. I actually bought luggage out there. There's like a place called this is like a store called Don Quixote. You should definitely go to. It's
I've heard of that.
It's like Walmart on steroids. Yeah. They literally, I took a picture. I meant to send it to you guys. It's like literally like a floor that's all Tingas.
Because I want to.
Yes.
What?
All Tingas. Like it's literally.
Okay. If no one knows this is a deep RNC chat legend story.
I'm still trying to figure out who sent me just a random Tinga one time. I don't know. Like, and I'm still trying to figure out who.
If you don't know what a Tinga is, look it up, Google it. I'm not gonna say it, but for a Secret Santa one year, we had Secret Santa, and everyone thought it would be cool to just send each other Tingas because
that was before I was a part.
You were there.
Well, someone sent me one unsolicited, not without the Secret Santa shit.
You probably needed it.
I don't. It's funny. I didn't know what it was. I put it on Instagram. People told me.
Yeah.
And I just ended up throwing it away.
You should have just kept it on your the egg.
What a waste.
The egg?
Yeah.
What a waste.
I just threw it away.
What a waste.
I would never.
That's how Japanese niggas be getting off, man. Just look up Tinga egg, all that stuff. That shit is they different over there. But I need to get a bunch of trinkets. I need to get a bunch of like just little small things. Like I got a feeling that I'm not gonna want to come home. And that's really that's really what I'm afraid of in Japan is being like, man, we got to do 2 more days.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna tell you. Like, if you can extend your trip a little bit, you should. 2 weeks was just enough time.
Yeah,
I was just missing just home.
How was it like in terms of like menu and talking to people and stuff like that? Like, how did you
Google Translate is your friend. There's also this thing called Pocket Talk, which you
Okay.
can like kind of talk into, and it translates and it speaks to.
Yeah.
So that might be something you want to get. But honestly, like, there's a lot of people that speak English. If they don't speak English, they speak a little bit enough to get
Enough
you.
to know yes, no.
Yeah, and just like, they have like English menus at some places,
Yeah.
but Google Translate works great. You could just take a picture of something, it translates it for you exactly. But yeah, the language barrier never really bothered me. Even this is like my second time there. I never felt like it was like hindering me.
I can't wait. What you have to say, MC?
So you would say a week is pretty much a waste of time.
Nah, no, not a
I'm
waste
going
of
for a
time.
week. I'm going for a week.
Definitely not a waste
Are
of
you
time.
going for a week?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going for a
I'm
week.
trying to figure out what's like the comfortable time, because some people are completely comfortable with going to different areas and different countries and be like, "Ooh, spending the weekend at XYZ."
I mean, we're
and
still
3 days. I don't think is enough.
A weekend is a waste because you're spending a whole day on
Yeah.
in the air. But it's a week minus the day, so it's definitely a whole 7 days we're there. But we're not counting the day that we're there. It's like a full 7 days. But I mean, we haven't actually did our itinerary yet, but I'm planning on like, okay, one day we're going to be in Tokyo the whole day. Maybe for the weekend, we're going to go out to Kyoto or something like that. And then we'll might go to Disney, and then we'll shop for the rest of the days. And we'll do the stuff we weren't able to do in Tokyo when we get back. Like food for sure is like a constant throughout the whole
And that's the thing. Like the food, like plan out your food. Like if there's some restaurants you want to hit, get reservations early, because like just places are small, so they don't just have a ton of tables, and like they're really serious about reservations.
And
like,
they all do tickets.
Yeah, they'll do tickets to some places, but like even there's like this one Thai restaurant that we went to, and like they had a reservation at like 7, and we were there like 6, and we're like, hey, can we get this table? And they're like, no. Like, we have someone coming at 7, you can't take this table. It's not like LA where they're like, oh, you can eat and then eat fast, or oh, that person will wait 15 minutes. No, they're not doing that. So just set reservations for places you really want to go. What else would I suggest? The shopping's like the best part of the trip for me. Like I went to literally every capital store in Tokyo, the whole country.
I can't wait for the shopping. I mean, obviously I'm getting some my little shit over here, but it's like the clothes and just like I saw that they had a Fila store, and I was like, what do they have here that they might not have, in America?
That's another thing too. Like there's a lot of brands that are popping there aren't really popping here.
Yeah.
It's like Fila, Skechers. People like really wear that shit.
New Balance has
Balance.
a huge storefront there that I've seen before. I want to look at like the Louis stores over there, just how they do their, my wife does like visual merchandising, so she wants to see all of this stuff.
She should definitely check out Ginza 6. That's like one of the popular malls out there, but they got like a crazy art installation thing in the middle, and it's dope. Like that's Ginza. Roppongi Hills is where the area I stayed in. It's kind of like the nicer, it's low-key like they fake Beverly Hills, but they got a bunch of nice ass stores over there. That's one thing I've always appreciated about Japan, is just like the build of the stores. Like one of my favorite design firms, Wonderwall, is based out there, and they've designed like all the babe stores. Uniqlo, Uniqlo is definitely a place you should check out.
It's probably crazy there.
Muji and Ginza is crazy. There's a hotel on top and a diner at the bottom, and just all the amazing things in between.
You went to the cat place where you can drink coffee,
cafe.
the cat cafe.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Pet cats and shit like that. I'm doing a bunch of the
they got a lot of pet stores out there too in general, just because they
love pets.
Well, they like small animals, so like small dogs and shit like that. Like no one has a dog bigger than
a Yorkie.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Really? So no labs, no Germans out there?
Nah,
I mean
they can't even. You can't. Where you gonna put it?
Yeah, their apartments or their houses are small as fuck. Like they gotta have they go function over form a lot of times. Like it's a lot of function in it. But I can't wait. I'm glad you're back safely, bro.
Yeah. Nah, wore my mask on the plane. Oh, one day I did get terribly sick. It's crazy.
Everyone gets sick when they go to Japan, I keep hearing.
I never got sick before. I think it was either something I ate, or I don't even know if it was something I ate. Like I think it was like the day after I landed. I had katsu.
Okay.
fire katsu. Oh my God. Like I had like, it's like a seafood one and just like a pork one as I usually do. And then I don't know why I was just so sick. You know what it was though? I just thought about it. The night before, that day I had katsu. Later that night I ended up going to this party where I sent the footage of the young Coco?
That's yeah.
Yeah. Dude, so I went to the homie Tokyo Vitamin Vic. Vic, his brand's Tokyo Vitamin, did a collaboration with Guess. So they had Filthy from Philadelphia come out and DJ.
Producer,
super fire. And I went to that party and dog, I just was drinking whiskey. That's what I think it was. The next morning I woke up hurt. I was in bed the whole day.
It's the food. Like katsu's like deep fried, right?
Yeah, so it's like that with the whiskey. I was hurt for a full day. Like I lost a day out there for sure.
Jesus. I can see that. Brown and fried foods, I can definitely see that.
R.I.P. But I'm glad you're back safe. There's a lot of stuff that happened in America when you were gone.
Oh man, tell me about it.
Yes, sir, men are back.
Oh man.
The yes, sir, men are back.
They're not the back, they're continuing.
They're continuing.
Yeah,
they're not back. They probably never stop. Yeah. Listen, prophetic. A couple months ago, we had a clip that a lot of people seen, and we had a segment on the show about Ja Morant. And we talked about just the people around him, and we say, hey, he needs to get his shit together. We thought everything was cool. Our Lakers beat the Grizz. We said, well, there you go.
I never thought it was cool, by the way.
You thought the rehab was cap?
Nigga went to rehab for 2 days.
90 hours.
And for what exactly?
These niggas
They never really talked about what he went to rehab for. Ja Morant has a substance abuse problem. He's an alcoholic.
You think so?
Absolutely. Because this is not even like, that's the crazy part about this is I knew this shit was coming because right after his series ended, he went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he was in the club drinking a bottle of Casamigos like it was a Corona. And like that just didn't go viral because he's just drinking. Bro, he was in the club turning up to Youngboy. What club plays Youngboy? I think he comes in and he just gives him a CD.
Yeah.
He like has a CD just like play this.
Why a CD, not a jump drive?
A CD. He plays the CD.
Ain't using no damn jump drive.
He's like, play the CD when I come in the club. So turning up to Youngboy, but when I say drinking it like it was a beer, like he's a basketball player, he has big hands, big. He was drinking it like it was a beer, like sipping it like it was a Corona, putting it on the table and then sipping it again. I'm like, bro, that's Casamigos. And then it's like, nigga, you Ja Morant, like you NBA superstar, $200 million man.
Yeah.
You could drink 1942. Why are you drinking Casamigos?
Because he's still got a... My thing is, in case anyone doesn't know, obviously everybody knows, his friend was in a car with him literally last weekend. They're listening to the new NBA Youngboy. I don't know if what's it called? Rich's Op?
Yeah, that album better go triple platinum after this shit.
So he's listening to it. For one, why can't he keep his phone still?
Well, his homie...
doing this...
I'm going to give it up to his homie because I watched the full live. So it starts off outside of the car.
Okay.
Ja Morant's on top of the car. Dancing on top of the car.
He's doing the Youngboy dance?
Dancing on top of the car. I promise you. Hands in the air, dancing on top of the car.
The hand in the air is always getting you, bro.
Like a cul-de-sac or some shit. Like, I'm like, where the fuck are these niggas even at? And then it continues inside the car. Now, the friend... I'm not gonna say he's just a yes man. He's not a yes sir man.
I downgraded him when you're about to say what he did. Yeah, I downgraded him.
He didn't know what the fuck Ja Morant was doing. He just knew I guess the friend might be really in the streets. I don't know, but I guess he had a gun in the car. I don't know. I refuse to believe this is Ja Morant's gun because if it was his gun, he probably would have shot someone already. I don't think he owns a gun. I think he's I really don't. So he's in the car. They're in the car. They listen to the music. And the album's not that good. These niggas hyping it up. But he just on live, 113 people. Just, as any nigga in the hood be on live with less than 200 people on there. Yeah. And he turns up and he puts it on Ja. And I don't even think he really realized it because he just turned up to the music. He just put the phone on Ja. But Ja is gun in hand, gun on the forehead damn near. It's like, damn, bro, you got the gun to your head? Like,
what? But my thing is like, what does that enhance listening to the song for him having a gun in his head while he's listening to it?
I'm just saying, like, dancing with your gun, like, this is just straight out of the Boondocks. Like, this is straight out of a fucking minstrel show. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you were younger and you hear like, conscious rappers and just rappers who are a little more enlightened, be like, these niggas look like idiots. You see Boondock shit, you see it, and you like. Oh, that's just a caricature. They're just taking it too far. That's not how it really is. This is how it really is. It's crazy. It's like, fuck, to see this shit in real time. It's like, damn, these niggas is really stupid.
So his friend sees it, immediately drops the phone.
He dropped it. Did he drop it or just put it to his chest?
He put it to his shoulder.
I think he took it to his chest.
Whoa. And then you don't hear anything he says, but it was definitely a vibe of, think about what you're doing. Stop it. You're going to ruin it again.
Not even that. It was like, just like, put the gun down, I'm on live. And then like they come back and it's like gunless.
Have you seen the TikTok sound from the movie Akira? Where like the bell rings and the guy's like, leave me alone.
Nah.
You never seen that shit? That's what played. This sound played. If anybody knows what the sound is, this is like the most popular sound on TikTok. That's the sound that that it makes when the gun is calling Ja. Like we just like, leave me alone.
Oh my God.
And he grabs the gun, bro. Cause that's just how it is for him, yo. Like he cannot stop doing this shit. Like
one thing I will say is he upgraded from the little 38 to the Glock.
It was so blurry for me. I don't know how niggas got the actual boom screenshot of when it happened.
Who got the screenshot?
It's who?
That's my thing. Whoever got the first screenshot? That's a wild person. You are a true blue hater.
Because the thing is like
it might have been one of the ops.
And correct me if I'm wrong, right? To be recording a live, you got to have the app just open and ready to go. It's got to be on the whole time, right?
Yeah. But also, some live save sometimes. You know, like sometimes you end the live and it's like, do you want to save? Some people say, I don't know,
and they download it from there, maybe. But like. So this happens. He's suspended immediately from all Grizzlies activities, which is like,
what the fuck does that even mean?
I guess he just can't practice with the team, and they can't do team.
What practice are they doing right now? They just got eliminated from the playoffs. There's literally nothing going on team wise.
I took that to mean that his summer, pretty much for the rest of the summer, whatever they're doing or whatever plans they have to do, he's probably not going to be involved in.
Yeah, don't show up.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be involved because they do start some training camps in July and stuff, right? Like that, right?
Sure. If they wanted to do something a little early right now, they could.
Nobody's
obviously, they would be really dedicated if they're doing it right now.
I've heard that they do. I've heard that they do.
Nah, I think that was just a Grizzlies just trying to get in front of it just to say something. But ain't nobody who's training in July. Summer League is maybe Summer League rookies.
Pretty much probably he can't play in nothing where he's, going to be representing the organization.
Yeah, don't show up.
We're going to see what's going to happen with this. I'm curious to see what the punishment is.
I'm hearing some games.
Yeah, but it's like how many games? What's the real punishment?
I think anything over 15 is pretty detrimental to that team going into it.
I don't know. 15 enough.
This is his third infraction with the gun.
I damn near put him out.
There's a court case. There's the actual gun, the one we were talking about, and then there's this one. That's 3 in the last 4 months.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the punishment is going to be for this. I'm just like,
and they've already suspended him like 8 games, right? They already suspended him 8 games. They did the slap on the wrist, which is what I felt like he got a slap on the wrist because he was like out there with it. This to me just shows like I don't give a fuck.
He also lost the chance to get a Supermax contract, which would have been pretty good. Not to necessarily say that he's broken, he's on a bad contract right now, but Supermax would have been very great for you. Yeah. You can't do it anymore.
Some people were like, that's it. That's excessive because there was other people in there that was better than him. They got on there, and I was just like, listen, man, it's the game you play when you do shit like that. Like you know how these white people play, bro. Like you know how they're gonna do you.
I just think it was just like I said, when he was in the club drinking the Casamigos out the bottle, I'm like, he should have been suspended then. You were in rehab for
alcoholism.
That's what it was for, supposedly.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing. Like because you can't really say you're not supposed to have a gun. You can't really say that. That's a Second Amendment right.
They're not going to use that.
He probably don't even have a gun license.
They're not going to use that. You know what they're going to use? They're going to use the fact that like it's conduct unbecoming.
And his reasoning is I was drunk. That's going to be his reasoning. And it's like, nigga, what's your reasoning now? Because this is broad daylight. Was you drunk during the day? And honestly, like the nigga might be an alcoholic.
I'm sure.
I just found it out recently. Like niggas be alcoholics
in the league.
No, in just life. Fuck
no, Casamigos to the head. The way that you described it is for sure.
That's alcoholic shit. No,
I don't mean to laugh, but the way you said, I know you said it live.
No, but it's crazy because I literally just found this out recently. Yeah. Like niggas is alcoholics, and it's like it's masked a little bit because like when you think of an alcoholic, you think of a nigga with a beer or a 40. No, you don't think of fun. You think of a nigga with a 40 ounce, like the bum in front of the store. Like you don't. You think of malt liquor. You don't think about like Casamigos and 1942 and Ciroc bottles. But niggas is alcoholics. Niggas wake up and drink tequila.
And there's some element of like being functional with that shit too, where it's like you would never tell that there was like a serious problem, because to most people it looks like he's a young guy, because I keep hearing he's 23, and I'm like, I know an adult. Yeah, an adult. Like, I know Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose said I would have hated if social media wasn't around when I was around. I'm like, yeah, like obviously there's a different level of scrutiny, but Ja grew up in this generation. He should be able to rise to the occasion and know what to do.
My thing is too many of these veterans is making excuses. Steven Jackson, has he said anything yet?
Yes, he has.
I'm waiting for his dumbass response.
He's already said.
I think
something.
there's a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah,
of what Steven Jackson said.
He was on the what's the show with the Brandon. The football dude, Brandon
Marshall.
Brandon Marshall. He was on that. He was like he was explaining why he took up for him last time and why he's not taking up for him this time.
Okay, well, better not be taking up for him this time.
Yeah, like I think no one's taking up for him this time, and I think this has also raised a bigger conversation, and we could go a little bit over for this, where it's like, what is the NBA young boy affecting Ja the way that it affects other young people his age? And I think that like. There's been a couple tweets about it. There's been a couple conversations about it, and like I'll just stay in my stance and I'll let you guys go at it. But it's like I think with Ja Morant, it is different because there's a different level of scrutiny to the things that he does, more than a regular person. Where that he should know that NBA young boy should not be like possessing you to do crazy shit. But with young people, I think it goes both ways. It all goes down to the upbringing and the way that they're being raised. Like I think that it's completely possible that an NBA young boy could affect people. I'm not saying they're going out killing people and grabbing guns and shit, but it could definitely affect their mental state, but not in like I hate to like do a parallel. It's like not in like a Columbine way, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in a way where it affects them detrimentally, you know, in their development for sure.
And honestly, I challenge that. I think it is in the Columbine way. I think with these kids in these streets, like. They are absolutely killing each other because of some of the shit they see in music and some of the posturing that they see in music and the stuff that they hear.
Would you have said that a couple years ago, like when you were younger?
Honestly, I would have, because we all seen it. We've seen kids who didn't grow up listening to gangster rap or listen to rap, start listening to rap, and they change in some way. Yeah. And it's not maybe as extreme as this, but like I said earlier, we live in a world of extremes. Yeah. So now it's like, Ja Morant's perfect example. It's like you probably grew up a great, kid listening to R&B in the household, and then you got a hold of your own playlist, and you're like, oh, I like this shit. I like this young boy shit. Now it's like, I'm gonna wear a wife beater and jeans, and now I'm gonna just have a gun, and like that's how it starts and evolves.
But what was different about us though? What was different about MC, me, you? Like we had a whole episode talking about how much 50 Cent and really we have an episode coming up for Throwblacks about Dipset. Like how much these people affected us. And we never did anything like that.
Some people are just a little more evolved and smarter. It's not, there's people our age who are making the same mistakes or worse mistakes. There's people our age who are in jail because of the shit that gangster rap has taught them. Mm-hmm. I just think it's like, just some people who have different upbringing and different things happen and different thoughts, and they just react differently. Mm-hmm. I could even say myself, I won't say it affected me in a super negative way, but I've absolutely have done things because of things I've heard in music before. Yeah. Niggas just sip lean because they seen niggas rappers do it.
Wear button-ups because Jay-Z said it.
Yeah, so it's like, like just little silly shit like that. So imagine someone who ain't there all the way there and they hearing some shit like that. It's like, I look at the whole Chicago drill scene and just like what that is. I look at drill and what that is. It's all dissing each other and talking about each other. These kids are doing it because the music is telling them to do it.
And then you see certain artists now pulling away. I'll bring up Dirk here. He's trying to pull away from that. Yeah. And to mixed reactions from people.
It's funny that people say Dirk is trying to pull away because it's like, wait till you hear the album.
Yeah.
I like Young Boy. It's even like, he was on his Stop the Violence shit. And
sound like he was about to cry on the Billboard interview. That clip is hilarious.
I still don't know what the fuck was going on with him in that interview.
He was like, this thing that I did to them, I gotta sacrifice. I was like, bro, what is wrong with this nigga, man?
I'm like, is he like struggling to think? Is he struggling to speak? Something was weird about that clip. But yeah, it's just like, I think, some people are just a little more evolved, but I absolutely do believe that these kids are influenced. And I'm not saying that the rap needs to change and people need to change what their content is, but people are influenced and we got to acknowledge that to a certain degree. And it's not on the rappers, it's on the parents and the community and the people around.
I think that's one point of why we ended up like that. We came up in a community where we were more deathly afraid of like the people around us or our parents than some nigga in the street. You know what I'm saying? That's just really what it was. But I think there was a tweet where someone said, if a $200 million dude is influenced by this, what do you think the kids that have nothing are influenced by?
And that's a great fucking question. And that's Barry said that, actually. Shout out to Barry, friend of mine, friend of the show. We actually need to get him on that soon. Yeah. I would love to talk to him about this. He has a lot of good
he was
thoughts.
Getting power driven.
But I absolutely agree. Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. Like, you think kids ain't out here killing somebody because it's a young boy hyping them up to go do that?
And I think the counter is that like, oh, there's even, people like JID have songs about guns and stuff like that. But I'm like, but I also think that like, honestly, man, it's like generational too. I think that we had less access when we were growing up to a lot of this stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, we had access to the music, but like if you were to tell me or you or MC or anybody, all right, let's go get a gun, we would look at them like, what? We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we would there's a barrier entry there where that it's just not there in this new generation. And I hate to be like old man on the porch, but it's just like, it just is what it is. Like, these kids are growing up differently. And like you said, it's extremes. It's like, we were not able to do a lot of the stuff back in the day that they are now, but we also don't have like communities that are helping shepherd our kids into something better and more positive. And I think that's scary. You know what I mean? And John Moran he's not a exception to the rule here, but I also feel as though like he's absolutely a difference. I feel like the comparing the Jaw to regular people is just like, no. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but it's like, why? Because he's in the NBA. He is probably more below the regular people because he's probably been sheltered his whole life. He's probably been
we know that.
Through, I mean, it's just like not even sheltered, but it's like
we said that he's been told his whole life he's great.
Yeah, so it's like, imagine being told you're great. Imagine not. Nigga, John Moran ain't never had no curfew. Like, just think about who he is as an athlete and just where he's at in his life. Like, there's kids who have curfews who are bad, but imagine just you talking back to your parents, your dad, your best friend, your day one. Like, it's like, nigga, it's like he is influenced, and and it's the barrier of entry for him to get to the things that influence him are lower. Yeah, so he can get to a gun after having a gun issue. He can go to the club and after going to rehab. Like, it's like, nigga, like the normal person, if we went to rehab, we would not be around drugs or alcohol for a long fucking time. Yeah. It took him a few months.
Yeah.
So it's like
2 months.
Yeah. So it's like, I really agree with Barry's tweet. I think, you're gonna always have the other side who's gonna disagree with that type of shit. But I honestly
think it's a good argument. Here's my thing. I don't think anyone's wrong. I don't think anyone's right. I think that there's truth, but it's a case by case basis, Josh. Like,
oh, absolutely,
it's case by. That's why I can't say anyone's right or wrong here, because it's case by case. Because we could say, oh, well, we didn't turn out like that, or I could say, oh, my brother didn't turn out like that. You know what I'm saying? And he listens to that, but it's case by case. It's like you got to look at the socioeconomic stuff that goes along with it. You know what I mean? Like, and if he could make that statement and it be kind of all encompassing, I think someone else could. But at the end of the day, John, you said he has the resources that he needs to use the resources to go see and meet NBA YoungBoy and see how he feels about all this stuff.
I mean, even that, it's like that's kind of everyone's thing. NBA YoungBoy might encourage it.
Yeah.
Like, like,
well, he's all right.
Don't let these artists, don't let these athletes or whoever meet their idols. They turn up even more. Yeah. We've seen situations where with athletes trying to keep up with rappers and their lives getting ruined.
Lil Baby.
I mean, I wouldn't even say Lil Baby's one. I mean, I think that's just, I just feel like there's people are like, oh, he needs to talk to YoungBoy. YoungBoy needs to set him straight. And it's like,
who said YoungBoy needs to set him straight?
I've seen that before, and I've seen.
I want him to go to YoungBoy so he can see that he needs to stop trying to be like him. Like,
I just think, I don't know. Like, I feel like the rapper to athlete
pipeline
is not a good one.
No, not at all. It's not a good one at all. We got some other stuff I want to talk about. We're going to get into it on B-Sides. There's a couple of topics that we couldn't get to here. As always, thank you guys for listening. We are on AMP this Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be talking all types of shit. We might continue this conversation over there. We might play the song that John Morant was listening to when all that shit came around. MC, any final thoughts?
Not really too much. I can't really speak on it too much as far as influence as a parent, because I'm not gonna really sit here and pretend like influence is not real. Mike Wilbon had said that he is not allowing his kids to have any of the shoes, and he got pile drived. He got called a coon for it. I don't know why. I completely disagree with that. I cannot speak about it from a parent's perspective because influence is very, very real. I just don't.
He's not a coon for that. He's just like a fucking overbearing parent for that shit. It's lame. You ain't a coon for it.
Well, I also have a very close friend of mine whose son, very big Ja Morant fan. He actually said, I kind of regret buying him that jersey. And from a parent's perspective, I can't tell anybody what to think or what they want to try and set for their son or their daughter from that perspective. I just don't want it too much punch. I don't want hip hop to be a punching bag in all of this. I think we're preparing a way too much hip hop 50 content on his 50th birthday coming up pretty soon for the main topic of it to be, is this killing our kids? I think that's a lot right now.
I think by August, this will be, let the punishment come for Ja first, and then we'll see what happens.
It's a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah, it is.
Hip hop.
I just want it to be the main one on a year like this.
Violent right now, and it's like for us to ignore it and be like it's artistic integrity is obtuse as fuck.
I mean, there's somebody in prison right now for his lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's just where we're at. Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys on AMP every single week, but we'll be back in week after next for the latest episode of the BlkPrint. So for MC and Josh P's Layover P, Jet Lag P,
Capital P,
MVP. We'll see you guys later on the BlkPrint, but make sure you tune in to B-Sides later this week. Peace.